Welcome, everyone. I'm Eric with 17 Shard, and I have Isaac and Kara of Dragonsteel Entertainment here. How's it going?
Hey.
Hi.
Doing well.
Crazy, but good.
Yeah, it's just been a little busy doing Rhythm of War stuff and Kickstarter stuff, right?
Yeah, this same year. What were we thinking?
Yeah.
At the same time.
How relieved are you that it's been received well, and also how relieved are you that Words of Radiance is not next year?
Extremely relieved that Words of Radiance isn't next year.
Yeah.
These Kickstarters, we knew it was going to be a lot of work, and it has been. We're incredibly grateful that people have received it well, and I mean
it's amazing.
It's been ludicrous.
Yeah.
Genuinely ludicrous.
We were not expecting this kind of a reception. I mean, we knew we would sell some books, right?
Yeah.
We knew it. Because we have sold leatherbounds through the store before. But we did not expect this. We thought that maybe we would get through our stretch goals over the course of the month.
Didn't expect to grind through it in a day.
Yeah,
in like 3 hours. It was crazy.
And we even adjusted those stretch goals the night before, saying, what if this gets big?
Yeah.
And then we adjusted them, and we were still wrong. So it's been a good wild ride, but
lots of posters will be rolled up, and everything.
Yes, we should send a picture sometime or post a picture of the wall of posters. We used.
I have one. Yeah,
I think it was on the live stream, but if you send it to me, I can.
Full now. The room is full, and we've actually we are now starting a new wall in another room. It's pretty funny.
Yes, the box poster, the boxed posters.
Yep.
Have supplanted the paintings of the heralds in the front room of the Cosmere house.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So they needed a new wall. So see you later, Jezrien. We don't need
Jezrien.
Yeah, we're replacing you with boxes.
Yeah, take that.
Take that.
Oh, we should probably. You should probably introduce yourselves. We just got immediately into chatting. Why don't you introduce yourselves to people who might not know?
Oh, okay. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay. I'm Kara. I pretty much run the operations of anything that is not book related, I guess.
At Dragonsteel.
At Dragonsteel. So I run the store, I run the events, I run the finances.
T-shirts like that
one. Rafa shirt.
No, yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh, you got your Rafa one. I remember when you said that too. Yeah. So, so the Kickstarter, I did a lot of the back end of that. I'll be doing all of the fulfillment for that and organizing all that.
Fun.
So,
that sounds so fun.
It is fun. I love it, actually. It's a great job. I never knew I needed this job in my life, and it's just the best. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yep, and I'm Isaac Stewart. I am the art director here at Dragonsteel. Although here is not Dragonsteel, this is our home.
Ah, yes. Makes sense.
I've been working from home a lot, and so I'm the art director. I'm responsible for a lot of the maps and symbols in Brandon's books. With each increasing book, I'm more responsible for managing other artists rather than myself. A lot of the things I do these days wind up being done in the wee hours of the morning or while Kara is driving. Those are the times that I am sitting in the car and inking,
nice.
a map for Rhythm of War because I don't have time to do it when I'm actually at work.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I still love working on these books, of course. I love Brandon's books. I would be a fan whether I was working for him or not. And so, I mean, it's an incredibly satisfying job.
They're pretty great books.
And so, you get to work with Brandon, but also a lot of really cool artists. So we get to meet a lot of really neat people.
Yeah.
Throughout our job. So.
Which is true. And all those relationships I value very highly.
Like the Howard Leon big spread in the leather bound. Oh my goodness. I would love to buy like just the largest, most expensive print of that and put it in my kitchen. That's what I want to do if I could.
So
it's great.
Is amazing. So,
and he's like a cool guy too. He's just so awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I'm gonna correct you on how you say his name.
Oh, please.
I hope that's okay.
That is totally okay.
Just like a lion. So.
Oh well, there you go. It's mysterious why, but please, thank you. That's fantastic.
It's okay. Somebody came up to me. You know how Brandon misspells my name intentionally in the books, and I had somebody come up to me and say, "Hello, Isaac. Are you from France?" And I'm sure that accent's completely wrong, but and I'm like, no.
Nope.
From Idaho.
I'm from Idaho. Yup, sounds about right. So, one question that we have to ask is the obligatory: what radiant order were both of you?
Oh,
okay, cool.
From the quiz, because you worked on the quiz, right? That's what Brandon was saying on the live stream, I think.
Yeah. So Brandon. So I worked on it, and we worked with also Ross Newberry.
Yeah.
Who was amazing. You know him.
So awesome.
Yep, I do.
He was so great to work with. He's the one who figured out the back end of that and programmed it and put, I'm sure, other things that I don't even know that he did, but he did a great job with that. My job was basically to figure out what we wanted the quiz to be like, find somebody that could do that for us, and then figure out what the questions are. And the characteristics. Brandon had written up basically what's on the website now.
Yep.
And said, and now you get to figure out how to sort them into these. And so, so that's what we did. And it seems to have worked out fairly well. So I tested as a bondsmith, which is kind of cool because Brandon told me when I mentioned that, he's like, Isaac, you're totally a bondsmith.
Wow. So many bondsmiths in Dragonsteel.
I can't get out of that order. I've been assigned by the man himself, right?
There you go.
But then through the course of making this quiz and refining it and giving it to people and refining it again. And so every time I would find a new order of Knights Radiant, I'd be like, I found a Truth Watcher. And I discovered that in a way we were kind of self-selecting with the quiz anyway. We're giving it to people who, for the most part, enjoy Brandon's books anyway. Right. But in the world of Roshar, we would have people in the orders who weren't readers, right?
Yep.
And I gave the quiz to my brother who doesn't read books at all, and I was looking for a Stoneward, and I'm like, I haven't been able to find many Stonewards because there were fewer Stonewards. I don't want to do a blanket statement and say they don't read, but I think fewer Stonewards are interested in being in the library versus the dojo, right? They want to be in the dojo. They want to be doing physical things more often than reading.
Yep.
I gave this to my brother who is a self-professed hates books, and he tested as a Stoneward.
There you go. You got it.
Stoneward. And then I was looking for Dustbringers, and we had our 7-year-old take the quiz. And she was a Dustbringer. I'm like, we found a Dustbringer. So I realized through the course of this that I was trying to gather all the orders of Knights Radiant together.
And then you're a bondsmith.
I'm a bondsmith. So there you go, right? So it was bondsmith, and then really far behind. A lot of people would have like a cluster of 3, 2 to 3 that are really close. I was like 92% bondsmith.
That is insane. I have not seen someone actually quiz that high of a bondsmith.
And then I was like, I don't know, 70% edge dancer.
My highest was like 73. I didn't get anything higher.
That's pretty usual. So
what did you test as?
Yeah, what did you test
Well,
as?
my number, I had 3 really close. I had Truth Watcher, number 1, Else Caller, and Skybreaker, but they were all like within 1% of each other. So I have chosen Else Caller for myself.
Ooh, cool. Nice. I like it.
Because I can't buy Else Caller glyphs on Badali, or I can't buy Truth Watcher glyphs. I can buy Else Caller ones.
Yeah, so. I'm sure they'll finish them all.
I'm sure they'll get them soon. Yeah.
What about you, Kara? Which were you?
I tested as a Windrunner.
There you go. Sweet.
Which doesn't really surprise anyone.
No, it really doesn't.
Yeah, and then right underneath it was a Will Shaper. So purple's my favorite color. So
so it worked out.
Yeah,
it worked out.
Yeah, so it worked. But yeah,
she has so many squires at work.
I have so many squires.
You do have a lot of squires at work. That is very true. I have been there. I have seen it.
It's kind of funny. I was like, I can totally see that.
So I wanted to ask, how many leather bounds do you usually sell? Like the non-Rosharan ones? Like what was the print runs generally average? Because we sold over 10,000 like day one, right?
Well, it kind of depends on how you look at it. So like Elantris, because the Elantris was 6 years ago.
Yep.
And that one we did what, 1,500?
No, we started with 3,000.
Did we start with 3,000?
Well, I can tell you, I have a list of all of these things because that's
what we do.
That's how it works.
But they've increased over the years, as you can understand. And as people have found them,
right.
Like we were really surprised with this Kickstarter. People were like, I had no idea you did these leather bounds. Right. And I'm like, we've been doing them for 6 years. But so we sold a lot in the last 2 weeks because people were so excited about it.
You were actually right. We had less than 1,500 in our print run our first print run of Elantris. Mm-hmm. We had to reprint fairly quickly on that, and we were still within the first 2 years. We were still less than 3,000 books because we didn't know what to expect from these. And I think that the popularity of them has grown. Mm-hmm. We've had to increase our print runs each time, and this is, of course, the biggest print run that we've done on these. Yeah,
we're not surprised. It is his most popular book.
It is,
and
by far.
We've talked about these leather bounds for years. Like when we go to different conventions and stuff, and people see our leather bounds, that's our number one question. Wow, these are so cool. When does the Way of Kings one come out? You know what I mean? And they're like, I'll wait till the Way of Kings. I'll wait till the Way of Kings. So we knew it would do well, just not amazingly well, which we're really happy about.
Yeah,
we're not complaining.
I was legit not thinking the $500 tier would sell quite as well, because $500 is a lot. But turns out there's a lot of super fans like me who who did that. So
we hope that would be really cool for people to get.
Yeah. Oh, I know I'm excited.
When we come up with product ideas, we don't go with initially what's going to make money, right? We're like, what do we think is cool?
Yeah.
What is something that we would want? And we try to look and see what people want. It's just a matter of we want to make cool things, and if people buy them, great. That's cool.
But if not, we'll have a lot of them sitting around. The pins are a big thing because I love the pins. We started, you know about the pins.
I know about the pins.
We've started with Inkwing before we even worked for Brandon.
Yes. Way back.
The Windrunner pin. And so, we have the 3 orders for each book now, plus we have a few other pins that Brandon gives away and that I give away.
But
at signings. You'll see some more of those. We got some new ones in, and we're way excited about them.
The pins are that's the swag that I want.
You want to see them?
Yes. We want to show off things. Yes.
Okay, cool. These just came in.
Ooh.
So, I don't think we haven't had them for very long.
Are these the order pins for the Kickstarter?
These are fun Kara pins.
Ooh, okay, all right.
So we should probably mention, a lot of people don't know this, but Kara and I are married.
Oh, yes. Yes. So we should probably mention that.
It's okay that we're not
sitting next to each other.
That's right.
We're really close.
That's right.
And we're not social distancing.
Yes. Well, I would guess people would guess that, but
Yes.
No.
Cool. Let me tell you about our new pins.
Yes, show me.
Okay. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, it's so pretty.
So this is the new, it's the new wallpaper.
And that's going to be...
This one will be released. I don't know how we're going to do it.
How are we going to do it this year, right? With there being signings would have been weird even without COVID, you know?
Yeah, well, there's some things in the works. Let's just say that.
We'll just say that we'll try to make these available somehow.
Yeah, and cosplayers and stuff, hopefully. That's what normally the pins are for, is for cosplayers when they come up.
Yeah, and he's been giving them out since Way of Kings, so there was a pretty blue one for Windrunner and stuff, if you didn't know.
One thing to notice is these are slightly different from what is on the Kickstarter because we want them to be different.
They're more of a collector, trying to find them all.
Yeah, but these are more, a little bit more rare.
Yes.
And then we have one for...
This one's
awesome.
Scadrial.
Ooh.
Scadrial pen. We're really excited to pin about that.
Ooh, nice. I like it.
A lot of cosplayers that come dressed as like Ellen and Vin and so we wanted, and Wax and Wayne and Steris, and so we wanted to have a Scadrial themed pin for those cosplayers.
Yep.
And then here's the last one. This one's so cute. This one we won't release till next year. It's so little.
Oh, that's super cute. Was there a Doomslug pin? Kind of like that. Oh, that's super cute. Did I see in something that there was a Doomslug pin though?
We do have Doomslug pins, yes.
Nice. Because that
those
Doomslug
came out with Starsight.
Right. Nice.
And the Empire, I think, is supposed to come out with Skyward 3. But
Still
when I'm ordering pins, I just order them all at the same time.
Makes sense. Oh, those are pretty. But the Will Shaper one, that's pretty and pretty color. So
it's purple.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Whatever.
Do you have any other swag or art you want to show off?
Do we have any with us right now?
So I'm actually in the middle of the update for the Kickstarter.
Cool.
Yeah,
and I'll reveal some of those things as soon as I click submit sometime today.
All right.
It's a lot. We're trying to do updates once a week or so and just save everything up for that one big update rather than spamming everybody all the time.
That makes sense.
So the updates are going to be fairly large. But today's update, I'll be revealing some of the stickers. That Ben McSweeney's been working on the sticker sheets. I'll be revealing some of Steve Argyle's posters of the different orders of Knights Radiant.
And Steve's been posting them on Facebook a bit. And we saw the Bondsmith one today, and people are like, "Who's that lady?"
Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea that's been revealed. Cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
we have a lot of people who are very into art who just like share all the art from all the artists in our Discord channel.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you with Ben McSweeney's sticker sheets that there's a character and a chibi character. So there's like an anime and a chibi in each one, and they're related. For example, on Dalinar's sticker sheet, his chibi is Navani because they're married, right?
Yeah.
And on Kaladin's, it's his Spren.
Perfect.
And on Shallan's, it's her Spren.
Yep.
Things like that. So just related things, right? Hopefully people won't be like, is Navani Dalinar's Spren?
Everyone knows.
They shouldn't read too much into these. We're just making cool things. They should not. I say that as a preface to the Bondsmith poster by Steve, that they should not read too much into who is on that.
Okay.
On Steve's, we have done more of a general. There are a few characters that are shown
because Dalinar is on there.
He's on there, but then we're also just showing that a Bondsmith could be anyone who happens to be able to bond one of the three Spren that create Bondsmiths. And that's going to be the same. Like people have seen the Windrunner poster. It has Kaladin on it. Yep. And then it has another Windrunner. Unnamed, just another Windrunner.
And it's not a Bridge 4 character. It's just another.
It's just another character.
Windrunner.
So these were supposed to be more just representative of the different orders, with a few of the characters that we know sprinkled in.
Makes sense. You got to have Kaladin, Shallan, and Dalinar, right?
And Yasna is on one.
Right, exactly.
And we have Renarin on one, even though his Truth Watcher, right? He kind of fits there, kind of doesn't. But we are trying to show off some of the characters, but then we wanted to have a male and female on each of the posters.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, here's another person who could be a member of that order.
Awesome. So this year is Way of Kings. Next year would have been Alloy of Law. What was the result of the poll on there being like a slipcase for the Mistborn Era 2 stuff? Maybe you haven't thought about next year because this year's kind of a lot, but
we're already working on it, hon.
Already working on this.
Yeah.
As much as I can. I have not done my map yet of what's going on, but this is tentative.
Okay, that's fine.
Could change, but the plan is to have Alloy of Law and Shadows of Self as separate books sold together. So, but they will not be in slipcase. We've decided to keep the slipcases only for the Stormlight, to keep those books together. Anytime we have to split a book, we will include a slipcase if we can. But these will be packaged together, so there'll be like a little ribbon around it that shows that these two belong together. But we didn't want to have and then later have the next two books in the Alloy series be in a separate slipcase. And we wanted them to be able to sit next to the rest of the Mistborn series on the page or on the shelf and feel like, even though it's a different era, it still matches thematically with the original trilogy. And by sticking them in a slipcase, we thought that it just was going to be too different from what we did with the trilogy. So that's the plan, is that the books will come out next year, hopefully by the holidays.
Always
packaged together. And since they are shorter books, that's part of the reason we're packaging them together. They're shorter books for probably $150.
Okay. And would Bands, I assume you'd wait more till Bands' release date for those next two?
Yeah, so Bands of Mourning is probably going to be a ways away because we will want to include that and Lost Metal if that winds up being the title together.
You don't want to wait till 2032 for Lost Metal?
Well, these are roughly 10-year anniversaries. The Lost Metal and Bands of Mourning might come out like 7 years after.
It depends on production schedules.
It depends on our schedules.
They're just all stretched so far apart, those Era 2 books, so it's kind of hard to make it a complete set. Whereas Era 1, easy peasy, just one every year.
There is a chance that we will not do a leather-bound in 2022.
Right.
I'm just putting that out there to get people ready that by doing 2 books in 2021, that is our 2021 and 2022. That way in 2022, I can go full bore on Words of Radiance.
Makes sense, because 2012, we just had Steelheart and Emperor's Soul, right? I think that's right.
But this is all tentative. We could change things up with new information. So don't take this as a firm announcement of things. This is just kind of what we're thinking about right now.
I just wanted to know how the slipcase vote kind of went and what you're thinking.
So together, but not in a slipcase.
Cool.
Most people, it seemed like they didn't want them in the same physical book.
Yes.
That was so. We people seem to be okay with the slipcase or as separate books, and so we took those two options, weighed the good or the pros and cons of each one, and decided that this is how we're going to do it.
My fiance will be very pleased to hear that, because she's like, no, I would hate if they were in the same thing. They'd like strong emotions here. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So with The Way of Kings leatherbound, there's like this two-tone it's black, and then some of the art pieces inside also have blue, and the arches are blue. I assume that's because it's the Windrunner book. Will those colors all be like red in the Lightweaver book?
That is the hope.
Awesome.
That is the design right now, is that we will swap out each book with its color. So the foil glyph on Words of Radiance will be the red Lightweaver glyph. It will be probably more of a burgundy.
Right, because you have to do Dustbringer eventually.
I've already chosen all of the foil and the interior colors for the whole series.
Well, there you go.
I figured I was choosing them. I needed to do that to make sure that when we get to the Dustbringer releaser book, that it's red. It doesn't look too much like the Lightweaver red.
Makes sense.
And that the Elf Collar blue looks a little different from the Windrunner blue.
Yeah.
And so I had to kind of choose them all at the same time. And those might adjust a little bit. But yeah, the next one will have red two-tone
Makes
colors.
Sense.
Black and red.
Kara, how do you go about coordinating so many different physical goodies from a bunch of different vendors for these leatherbounds?
Oh, for all the reward tiers and stuff?
Yeah, well, and really the store, like all of that stuff, like that's a lot of coordination.
Well, I have some vendors that I work with consistently, and so I have good relationships with them. But trying to find them, we're always looking for high quality and
high quality shirts.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. Those shirts we have worked really hard with our t-shirt guy to make sure those shirts are awesome because nobody likes to wear crappy shirts. And so, we just have really good relationships with our vendors. And then when they come in, I mean, you've seen our cute little warehouse.
It's on the streams. It's in the background of the streams. If you've seen the Brandon streams, you see t-shirts of these in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, you could see them definitely when Peter and Karen were on last time.
Mm-hmm.
That was their background. So.
Yep.
Those Raffo shirts are my new favorite shirt. I love wearing it.
Oh, yeah.
They're really comfortable.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're really great.
These are much more comfortable than the Amazon ones.
Yeah, not surprised. But Amazon, we can do a lot more designs because we don't have to store them. So we try to only store, as far as the designs we have on the store, they're our favorites. And then once we
retire a design,
we put it on Amazon.
We retire it to Amazon. We had enough people asking for like the I Am a Stick shirt, right? Mm-hmm. But it wasn't enough people that we could go and do a reprint ourselves and store it. And, it's kind of...
Yeah. When it had to do with Words of Radiance, and we try to keep our t-shirt designs in the store up to date with what's being published.
A little bit more, so.
Yeah, so which is why you'll see more Stormlight designs this year because we're focusing on Stormlight this year.
That makes sense.
And Amazon has a bit farther of a reach. More people find it there. So, and the hope is here soon that I'll find some time, knock on something that's
what's time?
That we can do some shirts through Amazon that are related to each of the orders of Knights Radiant.
Yeah.
With their different symbols and their oath themes and things like that.
And with Amazon, because they do print on demand, we can put all 10 of them in all the different sizes where my warehouse just isn't big enough to get that big of a variety.
I was surprised to not see those on Amazon, but my fiance, the Cosmere symbol one, the symbol's like ripping off on hers. And I was like, oh no.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. These ones are just better. Off the Brandon store. You got to buy them there.
We love them.
We have a little bit more oversight on those.
We have a lot
the
more.
Amazon ones, we can just, we've ordered some, I think, or we've seen some, and we try to do our best to be like, okay, that looks pretty good. Let's try to price it appropriately.
They're definitely pretty good.
Yeah. So we know that those are, we don't have as much oversight.
Yeah. We just don't have much control. So.
Cool. let's talk about Rhythm of War, because you're not just doing the Kickstarter. There's Rhythm of War stuff. Yeah. How much art is there in Rhythm of War, and how much more stuff do you need to do on that book, even though it's done with Brandon? Brandon's done. How much more stuff do you need to do?
Well, we've been working on it for quite a while. We knew even before Brandon wrote it that there were some things he wanted. So I've been working with Ben McSweeney on his pieces for quite some time. I don't know what we need for the book until I read the rough draft. And I did that in January-ish of this year, and made a whole map of all of the art that we need in the book. Ran it through Brandon. We normally trim down and say, let's keep it roughly the amount of artwork that we've had in the others, so that it has roughly that amount of work.
Cool.
Or amount of art as the other books. I personally, I can tell you, I have 3 maps in it. Otherwise, the rest of it is just me directing people, and the maps are not done. So
there you go.
No, there's 2 new maps of mine.
Would it be a spoiler to tell us what one of them is?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I can say that we can expect Naz to show up with another page of glyphs. I can say that because we left that wide open at the last book that, he's like, turn the page for glyph page 2. So,
you don't want to wait to book 9 for that? Would that get people salty? I think that'd make people salty. Cool. You know what I gotta ask, Isaac? Why are the posters on the store such weird sizes? Why are they width 21 inches and a half? That's the thing that I don't understand.
Which poster are you talking about?
Well, the Cosmere star map, and let me just 1 second. Got this one here. This one is 21. It's 16 by 21.5, and I don't know. My frames cost more than the posters to frame these.
So that one I actually sized to fit into a standard size frame. If you give me a second here, I can tell you which frame I did. That's why it's a weird size, is that if you put it, so that's actually the first one of the first ones that I actually sat down and said, what are frame sizes? What does this need to be? What does
No, that one's the same size as the Cosmere constellation, which is a weird size.
It is, but the interior is different.
We purposely gave it a big white border so that it would fit in.
Oh, so you expect people to cut the posters to fit it into frames? Is that the idea?
Which one was it we were trying to do?
So that one is a
16 by 20?
No, maybe this was one that I wasn't. So part of it is this. Part of this is, so when we create something to fit on the end page of a book,
right,
which is roughly 9 by 12,
right,
it doesn't scale well into any of these standard frame sizes. And so some of these things I thought I had started on that one, but it might be on the next one.
Okay, that's good.
I've started trying to figure out, okay, it means that it takes longer for me to put it together because I have to move things around and fit it into standard frame sizes. But part of the reason Rochar posters are a weird shape is because we had to fit it on an end paper. Rochar is a weird shape.
That would make sense. Yeah. But, just had to gently rib you there. That was just like, why are these so weird?
On our radar, and I just pulled it up here. Okay. I have a folder that is full of, it says standard frame templates. And in January 2019, I made them myself, and I have things where it's like,
great.
If I get an 5x10 frame, I can either do a matte opening of 4.5 by 6.5 inches with 5x7 image, which you can also get a 5x7 frame.
Yep.
And so I have a bunch of these. I'm trying to be aware of that. But sometimes the art just doesn't crop well into those, and
you don't want to stretch it.
Yeah, that's totally true. It's just like, what do I do with 21.5 inches? This is so bizarre.
So
that was a weird one.
Put an extra white space around it,
Yeah, and also the white space too is there for you to trim off if you need to, and frame as you need to.
Yeah,
we've had a lot of people when we've done posters without white space, they say bring back the white space.
Interesting.
And it's for the reasons that it gives them an area to put a mat around it if
I guess
they
that
want.
makes sense.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to trim things down if you need to.
Cool. I say this having obviously framed many things and will frame the Radiant poster shortly. And I still need to get the foil Roshar map custom framed because I'm like, oh, how much matting do I want on this?
That one's it's a weird shape.
That one's really weird.
But like that makes sense to be weird. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So we're working on right now a map, a Roshar map that is an old looking style. It's done on parchment with oil and sepia toned inks. And that's one that I said, okay, I'm going to fit this into standard frame sizes. But there's also there's this balance between pages that the printer has come in a certain size.
Right.
And
I figured that was
I have to figure out a balance between frame size and how many of these can I put on a page? Because if I go an inch off on the page, we are completely onto another sheet of paper that's big.
Right.
And we're killing trees.
That
and so
makes sense.
I try to make as little waste as possible when I'm putting these things together, and that is by using standard paper sizes that the printer can use. Because I feel bad when you print something, and you have 11 inches of paper that just gets wasted and it's off in the landfill somewhere, right?
Yeah, we try to focus so not the whole poster to be the size, but the actual image to be a 200 size with, like you said, but the idea that you could trim some of the white off if needed.
Yeah, so. I think it's going to be the next one because this one the Radiant one was 18.5 by 13.75. So I think that'll be the next poster.
And I'm also giving on the edges there. I'm expecting people the frame to go over the edge a little bit, or the mat go over the edge a little bit. So
Yep.
So good luck.
Hemalurgy Table 1.
Great question. Don't ask us this year.
That's fine. No, the acceptable answer to that is we have no idea because you're ultra busy. That's a fine answer.
On our radar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, it's on our radar, but
it'll go right over there.
Yes, we had to cut it. We had to cut it this year.
That makes sense. You're way too busy. Absolutely.
So I can say that it will be the same size as the Allomantic Table one. That way, we shouldn't have gone bigger on the ferrochemical one. It looks great. I love it, but we should have just kept them the same size. But so people can hang them on the wall with the ferrochemical one looking nice and big in the center. The Hemalurgy one will be the same size as the Allomantic.
I actually got this one with a giant matting custom framed because I was too bothered that they were different sizes. So I got a giant $100 frame.
We learn as we go. I'm not afraid to admit that.
The Allomantic and ferrochemical ones are a long, long time ago since those have been made, so that's fair.
Yeah, I think the Allomantic one was the first print that we ever did.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 2008, I think. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was before we were working for Brandon. So
2008, because I think it came out. Yeah.
I actually found like 2 when we were clearing out the warehouse. So I stashed them away for prizes someday.
Those are good prizes. You can't get those. We're way over time, but I wanted to give Isaac a chance to talk about Monsters Don't Wear Underpants because we saw the Kickstarter link to this that will come out sometime, and I just wanted you to talk about that a little bit. Why Kickstarter and stuff?
Well, thanks for asking about that. Here I'm going to show you my mock-up that I created right here.
So it's a children's book. It's not Cosmere.
It's not Cosmere. It's a children's book.
Just have to specify.
Yeah.
children's board book with flaps. And I hopefully will get to read it on one of the live streams. Brandon has asked me. I think he asked me one time. He's like, "Do you have that book with you?" I'm like, "Nope." So I'm going to bring it sometime. We'll read it on the live stream. So the story behind that is that we sent it out to publishers, and we had several that took it to acquisitions meeting, and acquisitions meeting means, you have a high chance of getting published.
Right.
But two of them came back after the acquisitions meeting and said, the editor wanted it, but we're not going to print it.
Mainly because lists of flat books are hard to find a printer. Yeah. Like there's no U.S. printer that makes them.
They just don't do it anymore.
Wow. So okay. Well, there you go.
It's a bindery
part of it's
issue.
The bindery issue. Part of it was we've already got a monster-related book out. It doesn't fit into our lineup. Things like that. But almost everybody who came back, they're like, "We love this book. We can't publish it."
Yeah, it was.
That's the most frustrating.
And I did. We did get an offer from one publisher, and I worked with them for a year on it. But after we didn't see eye to eye on some things, and I wish them the best in their endeavors, but we wound up parting ways. And then we sent it to a couple more publishers and got a similar reaction where we love this, we can't print it. And so that was when I decided let's do Kickstarter. So I didn't decide this just because of doing the Kickstarter with Brandon. This has been on my radar since March.
Cool.
Well, if we're learning to do a Kickstarter with The Way of Kings, maybe there's a chance that I could do a much smaller Kickstarter with this book that's completely done. I did the art, I did the layout, I did the writing. Of course, my agent looked over it and helped me. And Kara has read it many times.
It's so cute.
So
it looks so cute.
Just sitting around, it would be a shame if we don't get this out there. So I thought, let's try Kickstarter. That it seems like that might be a good way to print it. Printing board books isn't cheap. Like Kara said, I have to go outside of the U.S. to find somewhere that's going to do a lift the flap board book. But I found somewhere that I'm comfortable working with, who's done flap books for a lot of books that we see in bookstores right now, and all we need is people to come in to see how much demand there is for it. Let's see if people want this book.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
And if people go to Monster Underpants. Yeah, monsterunderpants.com. It'll just take you right to the link where you can sign up to be reminded when the Kickstarter goes live.
I'll put the link below.
Thanks. So that I'm just at the point where I'm just kind of getting the word out to see. I don't have to sell a ton of these to be able to do a small print run, and that's my goal, is to do a small print run and just get it out there for fun. It's something that I did. The work is behind me, and it's a shame that if people aren't going to get to appreciate it, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of that whole thing about art, that sometimes art is, half of it is the artist making it, but the other half is somebody appreciating it
and wanting to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be able to print it up if people didn't pay for it.
Well, right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But I mean, I would be fine being able to, if I could just print it up and give it to people, I'd be okay with that. But the realities of business and printing and things are that you need some money. But it will be a very modest goal, I think, especially compared to.
I don't think you would get that level of success.
Yeah. Right?
That's crazy.
So,
cool.
monsterunderpants.com. And we're looking to run this in October. I mean, it's a monster book, right?
It's a monster book. It's cute.
Let's run it in October.
You got to do it in October.
And Invisible Man and random other monsters. I think it'll be a good...
That's a good Halloween.
Yeah. Is there a page that you want to share?
I don't know.
I would love to see a page. I think we'd all love to see a page because the cover is just so adorable.
I'll show you a page.
Okay, we'll show you a page. I like that one.
So this is the page.
There we go.
There we go.
That's super cute.
And then So I don't know if you can read it.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do vampires wear underpants? Not when they're attacked.
Oh my goodness. That's so adorable. That's really
so
cute.
The whole book is
like that.
Which monsters wear underpants and maybe which ones don't. So
I think that's adorable.
Fun. It's really cute.
That is super cute. Well, I know you guys got to go. Any last thoughts before we do?
Well, for those who have backed the Kickstarter, just
thank you.
We're going to work hard to get everything out to you in a timely manner.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the trust that you've put in us, and we're trying to listen as people have questions, and we're just trying to do our best. And if you're frustrated by something, just reach out to us. Let us know. We're trying to do our best to listen and make this a positive experience for everybody who's been involved with it. But thanks for making it possible.
Yeah, we love working with all the Sanderson fans. It's the best community, and so it's a privilege to get to work with everyone.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It blew me away how well it sold, and so I'm so excited to get it later.
It's gonna be so awesome.
It'll be super awesome. And we had a bunch more questions to get to, but maybe eventually when you have more time, I know, knock on wood, we can get you on an actual Shardcast to get you on to see how good you are at Who's That Cosmere character and things like that. That could be fun. But we could babble a really long time. So we'll leave it for another time. So
all right.
Sounds good.
Sounds great. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks for joining us. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Eric.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
See ya.
Well, thanks for watching.